Poly Engineers are making their way back onto the field, and we expect City College to be doing the same. We'd like to remind all of our viewers that you can experience your city government in action live from City Hall on cable channel 44 Mondays at 5 p.m. 44 brings you the legislative sessions. Hey, bring government into your own home. Watch the City Council every Monday at 5 p.m. right here on cable 44. Mike Preston, it's an interesting fact, the fact that City College last year won the B Conference Championship. And right here this afternoon, they are on the verge, well, not perhaps of winning it yet, but at least have a good shot at it. And that's an unprecedented mark in high school football here in Baltimore.
Well, if you remember a couple of years back, City was having some problems, and David talked about closing the school, but what's inspiring about this series is that even though City had problems, they still played. When Patrice came along, he has really done a good job with this program. He's gotten some of the kids to come back to City who were going elsewhere to play football. So it's a program that's on the rise. They're doing a lot of things, and we're going to be hearing a lot more about City in the future.
As the mayor mentioned earlier during our halftime, Patrides was a center and linebacker on the City Club back in, graduated in 1967, and he took over the head coaching job in 1975. So he's been here 14 years. He started when this City College team was really down, the school was down. He has waded through the mud and has made it back to A Conference, and right now on the verge of an A Conference championship.
But George Patrides is a very intense individual. If you watch him along the sidelines, you could tell he was a linebacker. He definitely doesn't seem like a center. Centers are usually passive people, but George gets intense.
City College in the foreground here doing their jumping jacks just a moment before. The Poly Engineers in their white and blue on the other side, huddling up at the 45-yard line, and we're just moments away from the second half kickoff of the MSA A Championship football game. The Engineers lead the night 7-6, and we'll be back right after these words.
The Baltimore City Department of Recreation and Parks conducts senior citizen programs at over 70 sites throughout Baltimore. The programs range from dancing to arts and crafts. There are also other special programs that deal with specific needs of our senior citizens. Besides our year-round on-site programs, our senior citizens attend summer camp each year. For further information, call 396-5640.
Once again, we'd like to thank the Department of Recreation and Parks for sponsoring this MSA Conference Championship game. You've seen a lot of their work and a lot of their programs in our commercial breaks this afternoon, and we'd just like to thank them once again for the yeoman work and for sponsoring today's Thanksgiving Day 100th anniversary football game between the Engineers of Polytechnic Institute and the Black Knights of City College. Just a couple of moments away from the second half kickoff, the Engineers by one, courtesy of a 63-yard touchdown run by Vernon Smith off right tackle, and that made the score 7-0 with 10:55 to play in the first half. And then later on, with just 35 seconds to play in the half, on their last possession of the half, the Knights broke onto the scoreboard with 6 points, courtesy of a 28-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Tony Thorns to wide receiver Rolmar Carter. However, City went for the 2-point conversion, which failed, and that is where we stand, 7-6 Poly, with 24 minutes of football left in this MSA Conference Championship game. Poly will receive the football to begin second half action. And a great crowd on hand today. I'd say we've got about 22,000 fans.
One of the great things about the first possession of the second half, you always see the adjustment the coaches have made, it, what they're going to do in the second half in their game plan. Basically, you find out who's a good coach and who's not a good coach.
Well, we'll see if Mike's words ring true. I got a feeling both of them are good coaches, though. Augie Weibel in his 22nd year, 190 career victories. George Patrides in his 14th year, great assistant coaches for Poly, Bucky Kimmett, Gary Brown for City, Warren Schwartz, John Sarantinos. Okay, we're just about ready to get it underway. Carlton Hughes will tee it up for City. Back deep, the Smith boys, Maurice number 33 and Vernon number 44 for Poly. The second half is underway from Memorial Stadium. The kick comes to Maurice Smith at the 18, right up the middle of the field, across the 30, lots of running room to the 40, and out to the 43-yard line goes Maurice Smith. Ryan Beveridge on the stop for City, and the Engineers will start in good position at their own 42. Kick return of 25 yards. We'll see if there are any changes on that City offensive club. Roten is the quarterback. Clayton and Vernon Smith are the running backs. Maurice Smith in motion here to the near side, and the give is to Vernon Smith right up the middle, just shy of the 45-yard line. Tackle by Ernest Roney, number 78. We've mentioned his name a lot this afternoon. Pickup of 3, the nose of the football at the 45. Not quite. And that'll bring up second down and 7. Just underway, Poly 7, City 6 for the MSA Conference Championship. Roten up under center. Smith goes in motion. And the give to Vernon Smith, but nothing doing. Brown and Roney on the tackle for City, actually a loss of about a yard. We'll call it third down and 8 from just inside the 44.
It's a good play by Eric Brown, the linebacker on the play. Even though he didn't make the tackle, he blitzed and cut down the hole. There wasn't a hole for him to get through.
City in their big 5-2-4 defense. Now it looks like a 6-2-3. Give to Lamont Jackson across the 45, out to the 48-yard line. That'll be well short of a first down as Beveridge tackles him, and that'll bring up fourth down and 4.
City played four-man front in the first half, but it looks like they're going to come out and play a little 50-man front to give Poly something to think about, something to adjust to in the second half, Gary.
Roten goes in punt formation for Poly, and back deep for City. Number 8, Romar Carter. The punt is almost blocked by number 54, Gregory Avent, and is taken by Pierce on a double reverse, but stacked up at the 16-yard line is number 33, Curtis Miles, and the tackle made by 36, Mac Royster. So a little bit of trickery on the opening play for City, but Poly right there.
Mark Royster did a good job of coming down the field at full speed, and when he got around the football, he broke down. It's something that you very seldom see in high school. Most of the time they just come and they're running 100 miles an hour and they're out of control, but that time he stopped and took a look around and made the play.
And the interesting thing, that's the characteristic of an Augie Weibel team. Discipline, stay in your lane, stay at home, and that's why that play didn't go anywhere. 9:34 and counting in the third quarter. Tony Thorns brings his City offense up. Here's a pass intended for Pierce on the near side, incomplete. Good coverage by number 42, Washington Jones, and Solomon Speed back there too. That was the pass that worked for the touchdown earlier in the game, but Jones didn't fall down this time. There's a look at City's backfield. Good names, Fassler, Miles, Smith, Green, and Pierce. And we'll give you the offensive line in just a moment. Second down, 10, 9:25 to play third quarter. Here's the pitch to Curtis Miles, trying to get outside the 20, and he is out to the 23-yard line. Maurice Smith on the tackle for Poly. That's a pickup of 5, third down and 5.
Romar Carter, the wideout, comes back and makes the block on the end. And the end is the Katami man on the perimeter, and that's something that City did not do in the first half to stop the option. Evidently, Petrides went at halftime and said, if we're going to run this, we have to do something with the ends so we can get around the corner. And that time, Carter came back and made a good block.
There's a look at the City offensive line. 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore in there. The sophomore Ernest Roney, number 78, so they're going to be around for another couple of years. Thorns on the option, cuts upfield at the 25, close to a first down at the 27-yard line. From here, it looks like he's got the first down. And it is a first down for City. Tackle on the play made by Bethea, number 74. You see him as one of the three seniors in your picture there. Flores, Lennon, Jackson, Bethea, and York make up the Poly defensive line. First down and 10, City. From their own 27-yard line, the clock runs with 8:16 to play. Thorns pitching to Miles. Around the corner, 30, in the open, to the 50-yard line.
I think it's going to come back here. I think James Pierce got called for holding on the play. He was a wideout on the play. From up here, it looked like a pretty good block.
Looked like a great block. Solomon's speed coming over from his safety position, but hold everything. A flag on the play will nullify that excellent run by Curtis Miles. Holding the call on City.
I think Pierce did a good job of getting into the man. What he did was he started to lose his feet and his hands started to slip down. When he started to slip, he usually grab onto something, and that's what the official always sees.
In a game that so far has been relatively penalty-free, this particular penalty comes at a bad time for City.
Evidently, Petrides didn't agree with the call either. I think he just got called for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's 15 more.
Well, you said how intense he was on the sideline.
In a game of this magnitude, you get a big play, and all of a sudden, boom, it's coming back. Fuses blow a little bit.
On the run, we have holding against Red, 10-yard penalty.
Holding on City will march the football back to the 25-yard line and bring up a first down and about 13 yards from there. But now another penalty. Half the distance to the goal.
Dead ball foul on sportsmanlike conduct against Red. That's half the distance to the goal line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, half the distance to the goal on George Petrides, the head coach of City, and that will put the football back at the 13, and all of a sudden, it is first down and 34. Now, wait a minute, some more yardage being marked off. Oh, my goodness.
Red team, half the distance to the goal line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the team. Another half the distance back to the 7-yard line, and all of a sudden it's first down and 30. First and 30 for City from their own 7-yard line. Hand off to the second back through is Rogers for a short pickup of 2 to the 9. Bethea there for Poly. Second down, 28. Clock runs with 7:44 to go in the game. What a turn of events there, Mike. Instead of first down at the 45 of Poly, it's first down back at their own 7.
It's more like second down in a light year.
Well, yeah, now it's second down.
If I'm Petrides, I'm thinking quick kick with a returner like Lamb back there.
Only problem with trying to get 27 yards is the fact that there's not a play that in the book that will get you 27 yards. Guess they got to do it chunk by chunk, and this time it's Glenn Smith complete out to the 20-yard line, a pickup of 11. Tackled on the play by Lyles, and that'll bring up a third down and 17. The Knights of City trail Poly by 1 for the MSA championship, 7-6. Poly leads the series 48-45. There have been 6 ties. Quick hitch out to Smith. He drops it as he felt the footsteps of Washington Jones. Jones breaks up the play and brings down fourth down from the 20.
Gary, I think Smith was looking for Carter on a hitch play, because when the ball came to him, you could see him glance down the field, and that's when he took his eye off the football and he missed the play. But if he completes that, the first pass to Smith, Carter's wide open for 6.
You know, it's interesting because City came in with the intention of throwing the football, and they've done so, but they've only done it out of 2 plays, that hitch pass and that fake hitch and go. Punt return for Dana Land, back to the 45, escapes up the far sideline across midfield, a penalty marker down, and he's finally dragged down at the 47. Could be holding on the Engineers.
What surprised me on that last play, the hitch play, was that Poly fell for it, because everything he's run to the outside. He's running off the quick pass to the outside, and still they're coming up with the big play off of it.
Well, the penalty is not holding. I guess it's the next best thing, clipping.
Okay.
And that'll march him back 15 yards from the point of infraction.
On the run back, we have a clip against the white team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Clipping on the return moves the football back to the 33-yard line. And that'll bring up first down and 10 from there. Poly 67 yards away from the touchdown. All right, we'll take a quick 30-second break with the score. Poly 7, City 6, 6 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. We'll be back with more right after this.
Clint Eastwood is a little upset.
Seems some misguided individuals out there are abusing our public lands, and I don't like it. And I don't think you do either. Vandalizing parks and robbing historic sites, or overrunning wild areas, those are ours, and we have to save them. As I see it, these clowns can either clean up their act or get out of town.
Write Take Pride in America. Post Office Box 1339, Jessup, Maryland 20794.
Six minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the 100th anniversary of City Poly. The first game played back in the fall of 1889 at the old Clifton Park. City won that game, as they did every game until 1908. The Polys caught up and they lead 48-45. First back through is Smith. Across the 35 to the 36-yard line goes Vernon Smith. What a great first half he had. 63-yard touchdown run, broke one for about 30 yards. Up over 100 yards unofficially. Craig Allen, number 74, on the tackle for City. A pickup of 3, second down and 7 from the 36.
Cross, almost like a gray area. Once you cross, it's automatic. It's not like in pro football where you can jump back.
Dead ball foul, encroachment against red, 5 yards, still first down.
Encroachment, the call on Roney, the big 6'3", 250-pounder, and that moves the football to the Poly 49 and brings up first down and 5. Give is to Smith across midfield and into City territory at the 47. Curtis Miles on the tackle for the Black Knights, a pickup of 3, second down and 2. Miles, one of a handful of City College athletes to play both ways, as he, along with Romar Carter and James Pierce, play both offense and defense. Second down, about 2. The give to Smith to the outside, running room. First down, 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 33.
That's just sheer speed on that play, Gary. It's closed down on the inside. He slides off tackle to the left, and he's outside, and there's nobody there who can catch him.
Run out of bounds by number 54, Gregory Avon.
Initially, when you have somebody with that speed, you have to keep someone outside always, almost as a trail person, to keep it from cutting back.
Once again, Vernon Smith up the middle inside the 30 to the 27. They'll mark it at the 28, give him a gain of 4. Craig Allen on the tackle for City. This drive started back at the 33-yard line. So they have moved the football now 39 yards on this march in the third quarter. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left to play. Second down and 5. Smith again, big hole right side, breaks to the outside at the 20. And dragged down from behind at the 16. James Pierce on the tackle, and it might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. First down, Poly.
Gary, what you have to watch for with Poly, as in most games this year in the second half, that at size will wear you down, and they're going to keep running the ball down your throat because physically they're doing what they want to do, and that's dominate. Fatigue factor always comes into play when you play a team that loves to run the ball like Poly.
And they're running behind the most dominating football player in MSA, and that's Chris Brooks, all 290 pounds of him. This time to the left side they go, and that's 34, Lamont Jackson inside the 15 to the 14. Allen on the tackle, a pickup of about 3, we'll call it second down and 7. Interesting to note, Mike, the fact that Weibel is content to go with the power running game because we've not seen any of Dana Land so far today.
He goes with what's working. That's getting big yardage for him. If I'm George Petrides, I'm thinking about going to a 7 or 8 man line right now.
Up the middle goes Lamont Jackson inside the 10 to the 7, and that's very close to another Poly first down.
I mean, Weibel has shown he's not going to beat you with the pass. Stack the line of scrimmage and see what you can get there, but don't sit in the same defense and don't let them keep chewing up yards like that.
The 72, Craig Allen on the tackle once again for City. Football marked at the 9, it'll be third down and 2. 2 backs in behind Roten. The give is to Vernon Smith, but not this time. Ernest Roney stops him at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up fourth down and 2 from there.
See, that time he went to a 6 or 7 man line. Brown makes the penetration, cuts him off at the line of scrimmage. They covered every offensive lineman that Poly had, and that's what they have to do to be effective. I don't think, no matter if it's on the 9 or if it's in the middle of the field, take a gamble, just don't sit in the same defense.
Fourth down, a loss of about 1 on that play, so we'll call it 4th and 3 from just inside the 10-yard line. And rather than go for a field goal, Poly is going in for the kill. 3 running backs in, 1:47 to play in the third. Touchdown. Flag down, so hold everything.
Gary, right now, and if I'm Maurice Smith, I'm feeling very guilty because he looked like the person who was holding on the play. As soon as the flag was thrown, he popped up immediately. And if you're going to get called for holding, don't look guilty.
And, you know, we talked about, let's wait for the rest.
On the run, a clip against White. Repeat, fourth down.
Clipping will put the football back to the 18-yard line and bring up fourth down over again, but this time 12 to go. It's interesting, we talked about Roten's ball handling ability at the top of the broadcast, and on that particular play, that's what he showed. Fourth down, here comes Poly. The pitch to Dana Land, trying to get outside. But Romar Carter says no. The Knights hold, and they'll have the football at their own 27-yard line.
I don't think you beat City by running outside. The play before when they run Roten outside, it's a good play because basically they're running up the gut and no one's expecting Roten to bootleg it around the corner. This time, you're not gonna get outside on City.
Big defensive effort by the Black Knights. The City had it, or rather Poly had it down on the 9-yard line and could not score. Pass intended for Pierce, knocked down once again. Jamie Flores, the 3rd time he's had a pass deflection at the line today.
City's got to send their running back straight at the defensive ends on those plays. Even cheat him up to the line of scrimmage a little bit to cut off his penetration. That's a quick hitter. You got to get to him soon.
1:19 to play in the third quarter. MSA Conference Championship on the line. The Engineers lead the Knights by 1, 7-6. The shadows beginning to dawn on the Memorial Stadium field. Pitch to Miles, trying to get outside. Stiff arm at the 30, and he's knocked down right there. Miles gave Sean Lyle a stiff arm right to the helmet at the 30-yard line, but Lyle brings him down anyways. A pickup of about 4, we'll call it third down and 6 from the 30.
Glenn Smith, the wideout for City, has to do a better job. of picking off the cornerback. He's allowing too much penetration, and that time they came up soon. He missed the block, and he gets only 3 yards out of it.
Important third down conversion here for the Black Knights as clock is running out in the third quarter. 35 seconds and rolling. Miles, he might throw. Maurice Smith with a big play from his linebacker position, shooting the gap, busting through and knocking down that pass at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Tony Thorns, as Thorns went out there as a wide receiver.
Yeah, Gary, but I don't think you fooled anybody by pitching it to your running back. It's 3rd and 8. Nobody's looking for the run. Everybody's already back off the line of scrimmage looking for the pass anyway.
Thorns gets a good kickoff, sends Land back to the 34-yard line. Jitterbugging, trying to get to the outside. Still on his feet at the 40. To the 47-yard line goes Dana Land. A return of 12 yards, and that just shows you the ability that he has, because it looked like he might get stopped for a loss.
What you have to do is keep 2 men on the outside, force everything to the inside. He has so much speed once he gets around the corner, and he does a good job of making it to the wedge.
Greg Avon on the tackle for City. 13 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and the Knights still trail it by 1, 7-6. First down, Poly from their own 48-yard line. Give to Vernon Smith behind Brooks inside the 50. To the 46-yard line, a pickup of 5, second down and 5. A new quarterback in there for Poly, number 17, Chris Lafferman, has taken over for Greg Roten. And there's a timeout on the field as the third quarter is over. The score, Poly 7, City 6. We'll be back with the final quarter in regulation play right after these words.
McGruff here. I want you to learn a song that tells people to say no to drugs. Users and losers are users. I don't use drugs. Don't use drugs. Come on. If you know a user even part of the time, tell them to quit, take a bite out of crime. Users are losers, and losers are users. So don't use drugs. Don't use drugs. Now, teach it to everybody and help take a bite out of crime.
Fourth quarter just getting underway here at Memorial Stadium. A great crowd on hand. And I want to tell you something. I see a lot of people on their feet in the stands. Whether or not it's to keep warm, I don't know, but the excitement is building in this football game.
Here they're taking a look at Roten over on the sideline. There's Wable over there talking to him now, and it looks like they have a doctor over there taking a look at him. He doesn't look to be that shaken up, but we do have a new quarterback in the game.
Once again, Greg Roten played the first 3 quarters of this football game, and he was just taken out for the last play of that third quarter, and Chris Lafferman, the quarterback, the backup quarterback, is still in there for the Engineers. Once again, we'd like to tell you about the Greater Baltimore Football Classic live on Cable 44 beginning at 1 p.m. That's December 4th, not this Sunday, but next. And that's the game that pits the MSA City All-Stars against the Baltimore County All-Stars. Coaching for the City will be Chuck White from Mount St. Joe's, and that game will be live right here on Cable 44 at 1 o'clock. And myself and Mike Preston will be out at Poly's Lumsden Stadium for that football game in 2 Sundays. Lafferman on the season in a part-time duty, 5 of 16 for 108 yards, no touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. His passes have gone for an average of 21.5 yards per, and he has also rushed the football 2 times for 5 yards. So Chris Lafferman thrown into the fire here on Thanksgiving Day in the MSA A-Conference Championship. Sort of like what Don Strock used to do for all those years behind Bob Greasy down in Miami.
Yeah, but the good thing about it, Lafferman is operating behind a run-oriented offense. It's not so much you have to depend on his arm.
12 minutes of football to go. The give to Vernon Smith inside the 45 to the 43. Dangerfield and Beveridge on the tackle.
Vernon Smith does a great job of spinning at the point of contact. That gets him the extra 1 or 2 yards, because as soon as he hits, you can see him turn usually to his right, and he struggles for at least 1 or 2 more yards. That's something you don't teach good backs. It's pretty much instinct.
A pickup of 4 on that last play. It'll be 3rd down and 1 now from the 43. The Engineers have to get it just inside the 42-yard line. 3 backs in behind Lafferman. The clock runs with 11:15. Give to the first back through, Lamont Jackson to the 40-yard line, and it's a 1st down for Poly. Roney makes the stop for the Black Knights. '66 Keith Lewis comes out of the football game for Poly, and Philemon Dyson checks in. 1st down and 10 from the 40, 10:51 to play in the game. Give to Lamont Jackson, stop behind the line. Dominic Dangerfield got a lot of respect on that one.
Dangerfield came hard from the outside, wasn't touched on the play. Sometimes when you blitz like that, you catch some people sleeping, and City's been fairly successful with it today, even though they got burnt for that long touchdown in the first period.
See there, I was right, the crowd is standing. 2nd down and 14, a loss of 4 for Jackson on that one, backs Poly up to the 44. 10:14 to go in the football game. This time it's Vernon Smith into the secondary, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 7, 3rd down and 7. Thompson on the tackle for City.
Gary, I mentioned before that if I'm City, I'm coming with a 7-man line. If I'm City down, I'm still coming with a 7-man line, because you have a new quarterback in the game. I don't think Augie's going to throw the football.
That's a good point. Roten had thrown the football 7 times in the first half, did not throw it at all in the 3rd quarter, and we don't expect to see Lafferty throwing the football either. Once again, Vernon Smith submarined at the 35. He needed 5, he picked up only 2, and Craig Allen torpedoed him at the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and 5. Little bit of a fire down on the far sideline being tended to.
Gary,
there's a lot of fire, excuse me, Mike, there might be a little fire on the sidelines, but there's a lot of fire between the lines on that football field.
I think some of our fans threw a little smoke bomb down from the upper deck.
A little exuberant, but that's okay, because this is for the conference championship. Now with Roten out on the sideline with an injury, Charles Clayton will punt, but he won't get it off. A high snap, and Clayton couldn't come down with it, and he has to pounce on the football up to 48, and a penalty marker is down, and it's going to be against City.
Gary, you can tell how conservative and how badly Augie wants to win this football game. In the first half, when he was in this situation, he went for it every time, and all of a sudden now he wants to pin him back and make him work a little bit. And that's possibly because Roten is not in the football game.
I thought the penalty was going to be against City.
Dead ball foul on sportsmanlike conduct against White.
But
1st down.
Against Poly for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now I saw Harry Calloway, number 79 for City, on the field on his knees, stamping his hand into the ground, but it was in joy, not in disgust. 8:51 to play in the football game. Pitch to Miles, getting outside to the 35, to the 33. Brought down by the big paw of Samuel Lennon, but nevertheless a pickup of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Big chance for City College.
I think that unsportsmanlike penalty went on Charles Clayton, the punter for Poly. Seemed to have a few words with the official after he fumbled the football.
The penalty put the football down at the 37, following Charles Clayton's inability to get the punt off at his own 48. Thorns dropping back, looking, complete to Pierce, inside the 20 to the 16. open on the near side. And that play goes for 16 yards and a first down. They'll mark it at the 17, 7:58 to play in the football game. The A-Conference Championship on the line, and the Black Knights want it. Thorns to Fassler, to the 15, to the 11. Solomon speed on the tackle for Poly, but not till Fassler picks up 6 right up the gut to bring up 2nd down and 4.
Good trap block by Dominic Dangerfield on Samuel Lennon, that play that sprung him.
Fumble the football, picks it up, and horse tackle. Jamie Flores gets him by the face mask, and there's going to be a penalty marker down. And the clock stops with 7:08 to play in the game.
Right now, Gary, I think they have to check quarterback Tony Thorns on that play. Maybe he was face masked, but it looked like the fingers may have went through the mask.
I thought he grabbed him by the shoulder, really.
No, he definitely got him by the face mask.
Face mask against the white club.
Face mask, the call, moves the football inside the 10-yard line. The City Rooters are up waving their pom-poms. That brings up 2nd down, less than 2 to go.
Have Dwayne Green as quarterback for Thorns.
7 minutes and running. New quarterback, number 5, Dwayne Green. In for Tony Thorns, who was just horse-collared by Flores. And Green takes it himself up the middle, close to a 1st down at the 7. Eugene Jackson on the tackle for Poly. And it'll be just shy of the 1st down. 3rd down, less than a yard to go, 6:32 to play in the game.
Gary, because of the exchange of quarterbacks, he's going to have to hurry to get this play off.
Thorns comes in for Green, who was just in for 1 play. Option right to Miles, around the corner, a 1st down, a touchdown!
That's just sheer speed by Miles on the outside. He gets around the corner, and the play was made by Thorns, who held the football, and when both people conversed on him, he still managed to pitch and get a touchdown to Miles.
Conversion from Thorns to Pierce is good. 14-7. City has taken the lead with 6:10 to play in the championship game.
Now, Gary, that's a big play because now that forces Poly to score a touchdown, and if they want to win, well, I'm sorry, I thought they had the score was 14-7. My fault. It is 14-7.
I knew it was 14-7 because 6 and 8 is usually 14.
Right, so now that forces Poly, if they want to win the game, they have to go through the 2 points to get the play back.
Curtis Miles, one of 3 City players to play both ways, with a 7-yard touchdown to give the Black Knights a 14-7 lead with 6:10 to play in the football game. Carlton used to put the foot into the ball for the Black Knights. Maurice Smith and Vernon Smith back deep for Poly. What a conclusion to the MSA football season. The crowd is on their feet. The referee going over to talk to Hughes.
Key point, Gary, is if Roten comes back to quarterback this series. He missed the last series, and all over the fourth quarter, can Lafferman take Poly down and get a touchdown?
It'll be interesting to see if Roten comes back out or if Lafferty will indeed stay in. Although you've got to wonder, and not that the quarterback is ever unimportant, but just how important is it in a Poly offense where all those running backs are shuttling in and out?
Just remember, Poly loves to eat up the clock, but they have 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Do they have time to eat up the clock? I mean, they love to score with the play action pass, set things up for that with the run. But Lafferman's improving. It's a question mark.
Short squibber bouncing to the near side and covered by Darrell Johnson, number 83 at the 27-yard line, and Poly begins first down and 10 from their own 27. 6:10 to play. The City Collegians leading 14-7 over the Engineers, and Charles Lafferty is back in. Greg Roten is on the sideline. The starting quarterback is out for Poly. Lafferty pitching, Vernon Smith across the 30 to the 33. Roll Mark Carter on the tackle, coming up from his strong safety position as the clock continues to roll with 5:38 to play in the game.
I think Wable showed you what he's going to do on that play. He went with double tight ends. He's not going to pull any tricks. He's going to come right at you, run the football.
Vernon Smith has been the bread and butter all season long, and he will continue to do the work with 5 minutes to play in the game. Lafferty to throw the football, complete to Smith, 50 to the 44-yard line.
They may have not have thrown many passes this year, Gary, but he sure put that one on the night.
Vernon Smith, a pickup of 25 yards down to the 43-yard line. And Lafferty, who would come in, completing only...
The thing about Lafferman, he's 6'1", he's 200 pounds. That's good size for a quarterback.
5 of 16 was Lafferman, but now 1 of 1 for 25 in the biggest game of his career. Handoff Lamont Jackson for about a yard down to the 42. Brings up second down and 9. The clock continues to run with 4:49 to play in the game. Craig Allen on the last tackle for City. And Keith Lewis and Philemon Dyson continue to rotate the plays into Lafferman. Clock rolls, 4:30 to play. Second down and 9. Lafferman keeps, is sacked and a fumble. The football belongs to City.
Curtis Miles made a great hit on the play, Gary. Hit him from the backside when he was starting to throw the football. The arm was not coming forward. That makes it a fumble.
Lafferman attempted to pass, but the rush was right there. And number 31, Ryan Beveridge, picks up the loose football at the 46. And City, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play, has the football and leads by 7. Thorns to Fassler, big hole. Sean Lyles on the tackle for Poly, but not until Fassler breaks it to the 32. A pickup of 22 and a first down. Clock becoming an ally of City. 3:42 to play in the game. Straight up the middle goes Tony Thorns on a keeper. He has not rushed the football very often today. William Burgess on the tackle for Poly. Pickup of 7 to the 25. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Albert York comes into the game for Poly. Just under 3 minutes to play. A conference championship on the line. Rogers stacked up, big defensive play in the backfield. Knocked back at the 25 for a loss of 3. Daryl Bethay broke through. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Clock ticks away with 2:30 to play in the game.
I don't know if Petrides wants to take a gamble, but if I'm him, I'm running that option on this play. He's been successful with it in the second half.
First back through is Fassler, 1st down at the 20. Touchdown!
And Gary, you know who should get a lot of credit on that play is James Pierce, the wideout. He doesn't actually get a great piece of Solomon speed on the block, but he holds him up just long enough for him to get around the corner. Touchdown.
It's very ironic that the Engineers' game plan coming in was to run the football and run it down their throats. And in the second half, it's been City that's just run the football down the Engineers' throats.
Running a lot of trap plays, fairly successful with the trapping the inside people for Poly, and that time came back to it. It got about 7 yards, 2 plays before they came back to it again. Showing everyone that last year was no fluke.
And now the City College fans, with their team leading by 13, flexing their vocal cords, singing the famous goodbye song. 2-point conversion coming up. Thorns to Fassler, broken up in the end zone by Jones. 20-7 the score. The Black Knights lead Poly by 13, 2:13 to play in the game. We'll be back right after this.
The Baltimore City Department of Recreation and Parks is proud of the vast array of programs provided at the Rowing and Resource Center in Middle Branch Park. The center is located on Waterview Avenue and can easily be seen from the Hanover Street Bridge. Program instruction for youth and adult alike includes rowing, canoeing, water safety instruction, and environmental programs. Besides a state-of-the-art weight room and rowing machine, the facility also hosts corporate meetings and receptions. For further information, call 396-3838.
City by 13, the Black Knight is happy. 2:13 to play in the game. Used kickoff short. Up man is Clayton at the 35 across the 40-yard line. $60 yards away from a score, but they got to get 2. 2 minutes exactly to play in the game. Lafferman complete to Chapman. bowling over people to the 34-yard line. A gain of 26, and the clock stops for the placement of the football with 1:48 to play.
Somehow or another, he's got to shuffle these plays in a little sooner.
And City College takes a timeout. That's interesting. City 20, Poly 7, 1:48 to play in the game. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this championship game right after this.
The Baltimore City Department of Recreation and Parks offers indoor ice skating programs to Baltimoreans of all ages at the DePietro Skating Center on Linwood Avenue and the Mount Pleasant Ice Arena on Hillen Road and Northern Parkway. Whether you're into ice hockey, figure skating, or recreational skating, these two facilities have programs and times suited just for you. For DePietro Rink information, call 327-7556. For Mount Pleasant Ice Rink information, call 944-1889.
Brian Fassler and Greg Avent, along with Tony Thorne, celebrating on the City bench, as they think they have things well in hand. 20-7, 1:48 to play. First down, Poly at the City 34. Smith goes in motion, far side. Lafferman looking over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Neon Chapman, but Eric Brown is right there for the Black Knights, and that'll bring up second down and 10.
I think Petrini's called a timeout to get some more defensive backs in the game. Before he was playing with 2 men deep, or maybe 3, he was still playing with his regular defense. Now he's going to give him the short stuff, but he's not going to give him anything big, and I don't think he wanted to give him a cheap touchdown because that puts him back in the ball game.
Second and 10, 1:44 to play in the game. Little mix up in the backfield. Lafferman comes out and completes it to Vernon Smith inside the 30 to the 26. Shy of the first down, it'll bring up third down and 2. Curtis Miles on the tackle for City. Smith gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 1:39 to play. And wasn't it last year with 1:38 to go when the play occurred? So I guess it's exactly a year ago to the second.
I think we're going to meet more than the play. How about the plays?
How about the plays, right? Third down and 2. Lafferman to throw, incomplete. Intended for Chapman, but Damon Stewart right there on the coverage for City.
That's a bad pass. A triple coverage on the play. The man who was open was Daryl Johnson, who was dragging across the middle and going to the left side of the field.
Fourth down and the season on the line for Poly from the 26-yard line. They've got to get it to just outside the 24 for the first down. Vernon Smith, first down yardage to the 21, and Lafferman calls for a timeout immediately. Timeout Poly with 1 minute and 29 seconds to play in the football game. City leads it by 13, and we'll be back right after this. While we were gone, Chris Lafferty's Chris Lafferman's pass rather, intended for Daryl Johnson at the 15 was incomplete, and that brings up second down and 10 with 1:24 to go in the game from the City 20-yard line. The Engineers trail by 13. Lafferman goes the other way to Maurice Smith, and he will be stopped up for a loss on the play.
Smith did a good job of fending off the blockers outside. If he gets the ball and goes a little sooner to the inside, he scores on that because he has 3 or 4 men out in front of him.
Roll Mark Carter was in on the tackle that time for the Knights. 56 seconds to play and counting. 3rd down and 11 from the 21. Lafferman over the middle, intercepted by Eric Brown. And isn't it fitting that perhaps the best defender on that City College team comes up with the interception to nail down the coffin?
Did a great job of reading and reacting on that play. Watched the ball the whole way as soon as it left Lafferman's his arm.
Head coach George Petrides is out there on the field with his City College offense. And there's going to be a new champion in MSAA conference, and it's going to belong to City College.
I don't think too many people predicted City College to win this game. I did, and that's for sure.
And they become the first team in MSA history to win the B Conference title one year and then win the A Conference title the next year. The MSA A Conference Championships, the City College Black Knights. With 45 seconds to play, they lead Poly by 13, 20-7. The football at their own 32-yard line, courtesy to an interception by Eric Brown. The last time the City Collegians were A Conference champions was back in 1968, 20 years ago, and they are back on top today. Brian Fassler across the 35 to the 37, and Poly stops the clock with 41 seconds to play. What a great year it's been for City College. Opening up with a 22-18 win over Gilman, and then falling 16-3 at Dunbar. That evened up their record at 1-1, and that was a game the quarterback Tony Thorns missed for the Black Knights. And nobody was too sure as to what was going to go on with them at that point. But then, in succession, 28-12 over Forest Park, 26-0 shutout of Mount St. Joe's, 14-0 over Lake Clifton, and they were 4-1 at that point. Calvert Hall put a crimp in their plans temporarily with a 13-12 upset. But then the last 3 games of the season, Edmondson, 37-6, McDonough, 50-0, and Southern, 40-0. And they steamrolled into this championship game with a lot of confidence. And the confidence shone through in the second half. Coming back from a 7-6 deficit, they lead it 20-7. The third and final timeout taken by Poly with 36 seconds left to play in the game, and we'll take a quick one ourselves. City 20, Poly 7. We'll be back for more right after this.
The forest is home to many living things. That's why, if you're careless with fire when you go to the forest, you could burn a lot more than trees.
The City College bench is a happy one, although you really couldn't tell it by that shot. Now you can tell it. No timeouts left for Poly. They cannot stop the clock. Short pickup by Tony Thorns. And that just might be the last play of the game. Head coach George Petrides is a happy man. In his 14th season at City College as a coach, he's finally won the A championship. final score, City 20, Poly 7, the new 1988 MSA A-Conference Championship has gone to the Black Knights of City College. Down on the field, the City College fans celebrating the 1988 MSA A-Conference Championship. Quite a turnaround in the second half, Mike.
Basically boiled down to one play. The Clayton fumble on the punt. They get 15 more yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. Afterwards, City scores 2 touchdowns, and they put Poly in.
7-6 it was at halftime. Poly took the early second quarter lead at 10:55 on a 63-yard run by tailback Vernon Smith. And then towards the end of the first half, a 27-yard touchdown pass from his City's Tony Thorns to Curtis Miles cut the margin to 7-6. The extra point, 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and that was the score at halftime, 7-6. And as you mentioned, Mike, that fumble at midfield and then the 15-yard penalty put the football down at Poly's 37-yard line. And City took it in on a 7-yard run from Curtis Miles to make the score 12-7, and then the 2-point conversion was good to put it at 14-7. Later on in the second half, a touchdown run from Brian Fassler on third down, a 26-yard run, and that was the final score, City 20, Poly 7. The players are now shaking each other's hands at the midfield stripe. And that's going to do it for our broadcast here from Memorial Stadium. Cable Channel 44 has one more game to present to you, and that is the All-Star game at the end of the season on December 4th and 2 Sundays from now. The MSA City All-Stars against the Baltimore County All-Stars. That game will be at 1 p.m. from Poly's Lumsden Stadium. For Mike Preston, I'm Gary Stein, thanking you for joining us this afternoon from Memorial Stadium for the MSA A-Conference Championship game. Once again, the final score, City College 20, the Poly Engineers 7. Thanks for joining us, and have a happy Thanksgiving, and be back with us again in 2 Sundays for the All-Star game.
The Polytechnic manager, please secure the chain.
You're watching Cable 44, an education and information service of the City of Baltimore.
Tony Thorns, Dana Land standing at his 50. It's a fake pass complete to Romar Carter, and that'll be good for a first down. A little deception on the part of City. Deception indeed, as City showed early it would hold nothing back. Poly got its ground game underway early behind number 44, tailback Vernon Smith. Smith rushed for more than 100 yards in the first half, 63 of them coming on this play.
It's Vernon Smith into the open. Vernon Smith is going to go all the way.
The senior's 13th touchdown of the season gave the Engineers an early 7-0 lead. City responded with a surprising aerial game. Tony Thorns hooks up with Jane Pierce on this play down the sideline, 25 yards and a first down at the Poly 38. Then, with 33 seconds left in the first half, Thorns connects the other way with number 8, Romar Carter, 25 yards and a touchdown. The Knights trailed at the half, 7-6. Key play in the third quarter saw Poly's Greg Roten score an apparent touchdown, only to have it negated by a penalty. The Engineers then turned the ball over on downs. Fourth quarter action saw Eric Brown and Craig Allen stop Vernon Smith on 3rd and short at the City 35, forcing a Poly punt that would turn the game around. Charles Clayton could do no more than fall on the football after this bad snap and tack on a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. City took possession in Poly territory. 6 plays, 37 yards later, the Black Knights were in front thanks to a 10-yard touchdown run by number 33, Curtis Miles. Miles leaps over the goal line for the go-ahead score. After yet another Poly fumble, City scored again on a 25-yard touchdown scamper by fullback Brian Fassler as City took the lead 20-7. The Engineers could not tackle Fassler. Fassler's teammates did. The crowd of 21,000 celebrated, and the MSA championship looked to be well in the hands of City College. Poly was able to move the football one last time behind backup quarterback Chris Lafferman, here hooking up with tight end Neon Chapman for big yardage up the middle. But the big play man all year for City was linebacker Eric Brown, number 44, and he iced the victory and the MSA title with this interception. The MSA's Defensive Player of the Year triggered this wild celebration.